How's it going, everyone? Daniel Rodriguez here, aka Big D. It's time to review another movie. This time it is the latest movie to be directed by David O. Russell. It also stars Jennifer Lawrence, Robert De Niro, Bradley Cooper, Edgar Ramirez, and many other actors and actresses, man. Let me tell you first off, I've seen a few David O. Russell films, most recently The American Hustle, which was a few years ago. I own that movie. I believe it was 2013. I think that was one of the best movies of 2013. He has a weird directing style, man. He gets a little weird sometimes. A very different type of, thing. You could tell his type of style. So this movie, let me tell you my expectations for it. I've heard some mixed reviews, and when I walked into the theater, I wasn't like, this is going to be the greatest movie, because there was no buzz. There's no people talking about Jennifer Lawrence, there's no buzz for Joy. There's no trending for Joy. Nothing of that matter. There's nothing about it. So really, it kind of just fell over the Christmas movies. It's just there, So honestly, from the trailers, I think it looked good. I didn't think it looked great. I wasn't like, oh my god, this is going to be amazing type of thing. I kind of felt like this movie really didn't have to be made. There was no reason to make this type of movie. Is David O. Russell doing something? But I will say that after walking out of this movie, that I really enjoyed it. I didn't think it was a great, but it was a really good movie is what I'll say. So anyway, this is a non-spoiler review. I'm just going to give you the pros and the cons, the good and the bad. Tell you just my personal score and whether you should see this movie or not in the theaters or wait for rental. Anyway, let's get right on to this, man. Here's my non-spoiler review for Joy. Jennifer Lawrence is fantastic in here. She has broken away from Katniss Everdeen a long time ago, even though Hunger Games just came out a few months ago. I mean, literally, I loved her in American Hustle. I loved her in other roles that she's done. She really stands out. And in this movie, as Joy, she's just fantastic, where I could see her getting an Oscar nomination now. Do I think she'll win? It depends on the people, but I do think she should be nominated for what she's done in this movie, man. I mean, her character evolves throughout the movie. It's just fun to see her character because it's relatable. And I'm not a woman, I can't speak on that nature, but women here will love to see the character Joy, from her being from just everyone talking and everyone wanting her to do stuff, and nobody, her mom is just a person, a couch potato who watches soap operas, and her kids are yelling at her trying to get attention and do crayons and all that, and her ex-husband is living in the basement, and her dad's a dick and everything, and is Robert De Niro. So I mean, it's a crazy life, and how she portrays it on the screen it felt real. It felt real. Like right before your eyes, you're thinking, we're looking at this woman's life. You're really thinking like, we're looking in this woman's life, like kind of personal space type of thing. I mean, it literally got intense and deep and dirty in this movie, man. I'm being honest. It's a very intense movie, and her business and her job and all of that, man. I really think that David O. Russell really hit the feeling, the realistic feeling for that. Bradley Cooper as well was in this movie, and he was awesome. He's not a very lovable character, I will say that. He's not like, Bradley Cooper's in here, he's gonna be like, I'm not saying he's a funny guy. I mean, he's really, he is a fun character, but I'm not saying like he's not like, the good guy, yes, you want $20, like nothing like that. I mean, he will backstab you, sometimes, maybe, for his character. So Bradley Cooper himself, he was awesome. And Robert De Niro, bro, you can't go wrong with Robert De Niro. He is an awesome actor. Every role, even if it's a sucky, low-budget, straight-to-DVD movie, De Niro's going to deliver. He's just awesome in here as well, being the dick father and everything. It feels real, man. And I love it when he plays these dick type of roles where he's a douche. Everyone in the cast did a great job. Edgar Ramirez, I just saw him yesterday in Point Break as Bodhi, man. And Bodhi himself has a written character. Patrick Swayze was a better Bodhi, but still, Edgar Ramirez is a fun guy to see on screen, and I want to see him in more movies. And him in this movie as Jennifer Lawrence's ex-husband, he was awesome in here, man. He even, the whole Spanish, because I believe his character's from Venezuela. I don't know if the actor's from Venezuela, but I'm pretty sure he's somewhere around that culture. I literally think that he's awesome, man. he was great in here. Jennifer Lawrence speaks Spanish, by the way, and all that, so it is really, really awesome to see that. I was like, damn, like she learned all that and I mean, it's pretty crazy what David O. Russell gets out of his actors and actresses. So that's what I love about that, man. The family in here is a very unlikable and likable family. There are certain members that you really love and you're on their side, and then there's the other people that come into the family and is not really the most likable. Like Robert De Niro. He's not really a likable guy. He's De Niro himself as De Niro is amazing, but as his character, you really don't stand for him at times. You kind of, you know, I'm not saying like don't see the movie because De Niro's a douche character. I'm saying that's what makes his character. But I'm saying as a person, like if you were in the universe of Joy, you would hate that guy. Like this guy's a douche. You wouldn't be near him. You know, just he's not a good father. Let's just say that. And her sister, I think this is a con, but her sister's just so freaking annoying. Like I think her name's Peggy or something. I don't know. I really wanted to just look away. I mean, nothing to the actress who played Peggy, man. She did an awesome job. But just the whole sister versus sister, all that, I think was stupid there. But then again, the pros, I told you, all the acting, even the directing in here, there are a few weird shots of hands and everything, and that kind of feel weird. But then again, it is a David O. Russell movie, and I will say that the directing, the cinematography in here, well, cinematography was kind of 50-50, but the directing of David O. Russell, I think that it is another good movie of his. I think you could say like 10 years down the line, yeah, he directed Joy. It was pretty good, you know. He did an awesome job directing, you know. Was American Hustle better for me? Yes, American Hustle was better, but yet I haven't seen it for like 2 years, so I have to kind of revisit it again. The struggle in here, like I said, it just feels real. All things Joy does, and the struggle is real. Now, for other characters, that's where we get to the cons now. Some other characters are not fleshed out. They're not really characters. They're just there, like her best friend. She's just there. Oh, you show them when they're little. This is my best friend. And now, I'm older now. We're still best friends. And it's still not fleshed out. Okay, they're friends. Yeah, but it's not fleshed out. Okay, so they had a few fun things through their life, but they're not really fleshed out. You know what I'm saying? There's just some characters that... hell, there's a character with Joy's mom, the guy who's like the repairman. It kind of reminds me of Daddy's Home. I mean, nobody's really fleshed out. Her son, she has 2 kids, a daughter and a son. I believe she had a son or another daughter. I believe it was a son. We don't even really see him on screen, ever. They never show the other kid. It's always with the daughter. It's like she never cares for the son at all. It's kind of weird, man. I do gotta say, that's where kind of like I realized that after I heard someone talking about that when I was walking down. I was like, good point. I gotta put that on the review. There is a slow pacing to this movie. I mean, it's a 2-hour movie, but it feels very long at times where I found myself bored sitting down. Not all the time. I really enjoyed myself and I was entertained throughout the movie, but there are a few scenes where I was just slow pacing. It was just like sitting there, and I felt like, you know, looking at the time. The opening, the first 15 minutes did not even pull me in. I myself personally, the first 15 minutes, nothing pulled me into the movie to get me inside it. It just didn't. There was nothing that grabbed me. And there's a whole narration and all that, and it's kind of that typical opening movie and deja vu, Twilight Zone type of stuff. So it is kind of one of those openings and then the slow pacing that kind of brings you down at times. But other than that, once Jennifer Lawrence is older and everything, it kind of picks up, and then it just gets better and better from there on out. And then Bradley Cooper, awesome. Edgar Ramirez, amazing. So the cast themselves are the best things about this movie, and Jennifer Lawrence is fantastic. Another one to put on, you know, she did amazing, man. So awesome. Like I said, some characters are not developed. The sister was annoying. There are some weird scenes with like handshakes. Like they tried to hide Bradley Cooper. Like you see him walk, but you don't see his face. But like you hear his voice and you're handshaking in it. Like he tries to hide it. Like the editing, like they try to hide that it's Bradley Cooper, yet he talks and everything. And it's just so obvious that it is Bradley Cooper for those who've seen the trailers and know that he's in the movie. So it's kind of like, why do you have to hide it? It's Bradley. You know what I mean? Like, there's no reason to hide and have a suspense at all. Those are just sort of some scenes, honestly. Other than that, man, those were my cons. A few things I said about it, and then all the pros, all the good stuff I said. I really do think it is a good movie. I don't think it's a great movie. I don't think it's the greatest David O. Russell movie ever. But yet again, I've only seen American Hustle really in a movie before that with him as well that he made. Other than that, guys, I'm going to give the movie Joy a 7.4 out of a 10. It's a good, is it worth watching in theaters? I would say rental. Wait for a rental on this one, man. Although, if you're really a big Jennifer Lawrence fan, she does not disappoint. She really kicks ass in this movie. She's a badass without being a monster or anything. Like, boom, 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 I want him dead. But as the character, the mop and everything, and I won't get too much into the story, but the miracle mop and all that, it's entertaining. That's all I'll say. Very entertaining. It has slow moments, slow pacing. The opening didn't really grab me, and then the weird directing at times, and it kind of feels awkward. And then the characters are really not fleshed out. Some characters are really fleshed out, and then some are not. Some are not fleshed out, and you're kind of just like, why are you here, type of thing. You really do feel that. So the direction they went, So it does. You could tell the good, you could tell the bad, honestly. Either way, thanks again. Hopefully all of you enjoyed. Tomorrow, or whenever you're watching this, my final review for 2015 should be up, which will be The Hateful Eight. Let's slow it down. Let's slow it real down. So I'll see you all later. Hopefully you had a fun time watching this review. I did Point Break, Daddy's Home, I'm gonna Chipmunk, Star Wars. I saw Star Wars 4 times already. 4 times. Either way, if you want to support the channel, hit that subscribe button. I really would appreciate that. And I'll be seeing you in the new year. 2016. Happy New Year's, everyone. Woo! 18, in less than 30 days. See you guys soon. Peace and love. Bye-bye.